For the next few weeks, I'm going to be covering some myths, some health and fitness myths that tend to stick around for way longer than they need to. Sometimes stuff is put out there in the media, and it's very hard to change mindsets that have been out there for decades, even though they've been proven wrong. So let's go through a few of these, and then within the next few weeks, we'll go through several. One is that you are going to build a lot of bulk and look less feminine, I guess you could say, with heavier weights. The fact is, we are not made physiologically to be bulky. If you see women who are extra bulky to the point that it looks way too big, typically there's something else involved there that's not natural. But our natural physiology in our bodies are not made for that. We don't have the amount of testosterone to build that type of muscle. Strength training needs to be part of what you do because it helps you for so many reasons. For example, building muscle is going to help you burn more calories throughout the day when you're just sitting there, not even doing anything. And it's going to help with a lot of your functionality just to be able to do your everyday things as you go on through life. So let's squash that myth. Another myth that I want to cover is about stretching. And I see people who have been in the fitness industry for decades still doing static stretching before they exercise. There are two different types of main stretching, that's static and dynamic. Static is when you think of reach and touch your toes and hold it. Dynamic is something like high knees, when you're going from one spot to another and you're moving through the stretch. Dynamic stretching is fabulous for starting your exercises. It gets your body warmed up and moving. Static stretching is actually going against what we want to do for stretching. You don't want to stretch cold muscles. Static stretching is great for after, when you're done and you're cooling down, but you want to stick with dynamic. Another myth is spot training. A lot of people, especially when it comes to your abs, are like, what can I do to get this weight off? How many crunches can I do? Or what can I do to get rid of the fat on the back of my arms? How many tricep dips? How many tricep exercises? Spot reducing does not work. That's not how our bodies work. It comes from all over us when we lose fat. So focusing on one specific area is not going to help. What you need to do is implement things that are going to burn fat, like workouts that involve cardio or high intensity intervals, strength training, like I mentioned with building muscle and burning fat. Trying to focus on one area is not going to work. What happens in the long run is it will come off all over. And a big thing too, while we're on the topic of abs, is there's a saying that says abs are made in the kitchen. So it's not just about what you do. You can do crunches till the cows come home, but if you're not getting rid of that layer of fat on top, you're never going to see that. And the last one I want to cover today is, you've probably seen a lot of things come out about exercise first thing in the morning or exercise midday, something focused on the specific time of day. Forget about it. What works is what works for you. So if your morning is crazy and you're going to try to stick to something to do workouts in the morning, that's not going to be something you can realistically stick with. So you have to make it work for your schedule and you. So forget about what someone else says about the optimal time. Get it in when you can and realistically when you can stick with it. In health, until next time.